Let's bring you the very latest on another story we're following closely, the deadly mass shooting yesterday at a school in Nashville, Tennessee. 3 children are among the 6 dead.
We've just been burdened all day, been praying and just encouraging others to pray as well because, you know, thoughts are one thing, but prayers have, there's a lot of power in prayer.
Things, they keep happening, and it only seems to happen in America. And it's going to keep happening unless something drastic is done.
Some in the community are paying tribute at a memorial to the victims. Others sought solace in prayer at church services. The mass shooting happened yesterday morning at a private Christian grade school. Police say the 28-year-old shooter was killed by officers who were on scene within minutes. Magda Gabriselassie is in Washington looking into the story for us. Magda, I know you have some new video you're going to share with us. Also, I'm wondering, early in the investigation, obviously, but what's the latest police are saying about what happened and about the shooter?
Well, police are still trying to piece together why this happened. We know from hearing from them yesterday, they already have their hands on some evidence gathered from the shooter's vehicle and home. And on that list is a manifesto and maps of the school. They also found more weapons. Now, as you said, there is video that's been released, and we're just going to show a few seconds of that really indicate how the shooter was able to get inside. First, driving to the location and then firing off shots to break through the glass doors to get in. Now, police say the shooter had 3 guns, 2 assault-style weapons and 1 handgun. There were about 14 minutes between a 911 call being made and police appearing at the school and taking down the shooter. But in that time, you had 6 people that were gunned down. 3 of them were children. Evelyn Holly Scruggs and William Kinney. They were all just 9 years old. 3 of the staff were killed as well. Mike Hill was a custodian. Cynthia Peak was a substitute teacher, and Catherine Coons was the head of the school. Now, police have also named the shooter as being Audrey Elizabeth Hale. We have an image. Police say Hale is identified as being transgender. Hale was a former student, says the police chief. Take a listen.
There's some belief that there was some resentment for having to go to that school. Don't have all the details of that just yet, and that's why this incident occurred. There was going to be shootings at multiple locations, and the school was one of them.
Now, at this point, we don't know what other locations may have been targets. Heather, as you know, we, of course, are going to be watching out for updates on this today.
Indeed, and we'll be going live to Nashville if indeed the chief holds another of his briefings. We know, Magda, we've talked so often about this, how gun control is one of the widest political divides in the U.S. What's been the political reaction to this latest mass shooting?
Well, you've seen many politicians commenting on what happened, showing their support for the community. And as news of this was breaking yesterday, the governor of Tennessee tweeted a statement. He asked for people to pray for the school and the congregation and the Nashville community. But this is really reigniting calls for more gun restrictions in that state and across the country. The governor there did sign an executive order calling for more safety measures at schools after the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas last May. But he wasn't in support of putting more gun restrictions in place. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden says more needs to be done. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
We have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
And what he says needs to be done is that Congress needs to pass a ban on assault weapons, weapons like the ones used in this shooting. But with a divided Congress, Heather, that's not likely to happen.
Thank you, Magda. Magda Gabriselassie this morning.